What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jetty from Word Revolution. Jeditabe, Hefzibah, Jeditabah, Hepzibah. Find and follow me on Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. So I'm here with y'all, on behalf of Word Revolution, whoop, whoop, to talk to you about voting, black folks. Okay, voting's a hot topic. It kind of always is, right? Whether it's who you're voting for or who you're not voting for, or whether or not you should vote, whether or not you did vote, whether or not people can and can't vote, it's something we talk about. And we talk about, some of us are more educated than others on the whole process and how they narrow the votes down and how they count them and how they group them and how they use them to tell us all kinds of stuff that they like to tell us about groups of people, right? There's a lot of talk about that. And some of us pay a lot of attention to those aspects, and some of us pay zero. Some of us aren't paying attention at all, and we just vote for, who knows, you wait for a sign and you vote for the first person wearing yellow, on the campaign trail. And so wears yellow, and you're like, that's the one I'm going to vote for. Hey, you like it, I love it. And your reason's as good as anybody else's. So that's what happens in democracy, by the way, which is why I don't believe wholeheartedly in this democracy, everybody gets a vote stuff. Because what if stupid people reproduce at a far greater rate than people with intelligence and love for humanity? If stupid, violent people produce at a larger rate, they get to continue to make all the rules, and then just because there are more of them, and I think that there should be more to it than that. But that's another story. Let's, for the sake of this argument, call it fair and wise democracy. Okay? In a fair and wise democracy, it is very important to remember that your vote for any particular candidate is a co-signature of anything that they do while holding that position and using that power. I'm going to say that again. Your vote for any particular candidate is your co-signature on anything that they do while they are in that position using that power. I think that's how I said it the first time. So, I don't know about you guys. Everybody's different. But I know some pretty cool, awesome people, right? And for me to say that I would vouch for what they would do with power at any given point, and that I would want to be karmically linked to that reality, if you're wise, it's not a really long list of people that you would do that for, because you would have to know someone, or at least have an intimate relationship with a person to know what kinds of choices they're going to make in any given set of stress conditions. So when we vote for these people, we, by way of your signature, now you are legally tied to this person, right? You have done what they have done, legally speaking. Like, if I run a nanny service and one of my nannies is a child molester, and I send her to people's homes, I'm going to jail too. We're both going to jail. Uh, and frankly, not only would we both go to jail, but um, let's say one of those people had gotten the reference for the nanny from their friend, right? They might feel like their friend sent a child molester to their house. Like, how could you send this nanny? And then how could you not know this? How could you? I mean, yeah, we all know that sometimes you don't know, and blah, 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 blah. But let's just speak on a real human level, right? Like, on a human level, I'm not really feeling that you recommended the molester nanny, much less that you signed like, you're saying gave her the, you gave her the credentials to do it. Like, you're the nanny certifier, right? Like, how does the nanny certifier, how does the person giving the nanny the power um, missing that, right? Okay, we all know how that can be missed, because if there weren't a million ways for it to be missed, so many of our children wouldn't be getting molested by people that we trust every day. Because, guys, it's the people that we trust that are doing it. So, yeah, your friends, your uncles, your brothers, your sons, mine too. Yeah, those are the ones and not to say that women aren't doing it too, because that's a long list. But either way, we're not going to talk about child molestation. Um, at this moment, we're going to talk about voting and co-signing and giving authority. So what your vote does is, your vote is the certification process for this person entering into um, this professional capacity as a member of whatever office he's in. He's a legislator, or he's a city councilman, or he's the president, whatever, judge, what have you, whoever he is, you voted him in. And so, in a fair and just democracy where everybody gets a vote, and let's say stupid and wise people all breed at the same rate, that could work out pretty okay, right? Like, the people get behind the guy that they trust to count the money, and they say, we want this guy to count the money, and we want this guy to whatever, all the different stuff, right? Be the judge, and this guy to be over the education, and you choose those folks based on what the group wants. But there has to be some level of accountability, right? You would choose them based on what you know about them. Like, even in the nanny case, you would choose them based on what you know about them. In a case where you didn't know anything about them, except what they showed you for sake of convincing you to vote for them, this is all you know about them. So this woman comes up and she's a nanny, or she claims to be a nanny, or a guy and he claims to be a nanny, and they show you a fancy, pictures of them with the kids and doing it. It looks great. They're like taking the kids to the zoo. I took so-and-so family to the zoo. And that's all you know about them, is this little photo album that they pull out. Would you necessarily recommend them, or would you want to know more? Or would you necessarily not just recommend them, but say, I think that you should be a nanny, and I put my whatever, my karma on the line? Wouldn't you want to know more about them than those few things that they showed up and showed you in that moment, before you did that, before you even let them come and babysit your kids, right? Now, granted, there are other ways of evaluating a person, but even still, all of them include information gathering. Whether you are a spiritual person and you read them, whether you're, feeling their energy, and you can judge, yeah, this is safe, this is an unsafe, or wow, this is beautiful, this is divine. Like, all of these things, you still have to gather information about this person before you're going to make that assessment, because of the karmic link, right? You want to make sure that your name is attached to something that you want to be attached to, and that you are putting a person in power, in a position of power, to do good and to do the right thing. But if you didn't know that person at all, And if you knew that person to be associated with very unsavory things, or very unsavory, not to say things, but very unsavory circles. If you knew this person to be known for very unsavory circles, circles where there's no humanity, there's no, like we're talking, uh, think American politics. What does that bring to mind, right? What does that bring to mind? So you've got these cats who are in this world of debauchery and corruption and defilement and carnage. Like the part of it that's really creepy is the delight in carnage, right? The destruction of human bodies and souls. You know that this is a literal international club where this is what they do. And you've got a guy that wants to get in that club, and he tells you that he wants to get in for reason X, Y, and Z. You're gonna, because he shows up at your house and he says to you, look, I took some kids to the zoo and I did this and I did that. You're telling me that you're willing to put your name on the dotted line and say that I give my consent, approval, and not even consent and approval, but like uh, I desire that this person would get into that position so that they can do whatever it is that they would like to do in that position. Whatever it is they would like to do in that position, because no one is under the illusion that politicians actually do the stuff they say when they're campaigning. We've all been far beyond that, right? Nobody's saying that's not true. That's not true. No one campaigns and then doesn't do it. That's absurd. Name one case. Name one case where an American politician said one thing on the campaign trail and did something different when they got in office. You can't name one thing. Nobody is in that. We all know that is literally what they do, right? We would be better to it would be harder to find a case where they didn't. It would be harder to find a case where that wasn't the case. And so you, based on zero real knowledge of these people, are taking your name and are literally signing your name and saying, yes, congressional hopeful so-and-so, yes, I want you to go do whatever you want to go do when you become a congressman. That's what your vote says. And it is absurd and dangerous and irresponsible for Black people to be participating in this nonsense. It's when people say to me, well, we should do it because if we were American citizens, we would be responsible. People died for our right to vote, right? And I'm never one to take a sacrifice lightly, not even a small one. Okay? Anybody that knows me knows me. I appreciate, understand, and move in sacrifice. So I'm thankful for that. Great sacrifice that fight was. However, fighting for my right to do something does not now turn my right to do it into an obligation. Fighting for my right to do something does not now turn my right into an obligation. If it did, I would now be obligated to have an abortion because someone fought for my right to have an abortion. Do I owe those people who fought for my right to have a legal abortion, do I owe them a legal abortion now? Am I irresponsible and ungrateful not to go out and exercise that right because they fought for it? That's absurd. And so when you're talking about the voting situation in the United States of America today, and we know that the United States began was conceptualized, birthed, built, established, maintained, and expanded. All of these things happened by way of exploitation, death, destruction, lies, every kind of foul, perverted way that you can harm people. We know that that nation is literally built on it. We know that that has not changed. And yet we feel responsible to participate in it and are made to feel that our not participating in it is some show of a lesser character or of an irresponsible nature or of a lack of understanding. We have got to do better, Black people. We have got to do better. Yes, I appreciate the sacrifice that people made so that I would be able to vote, so that I would be considered a full citizen in that way of the United States, because they take them full taxes. So yeah, I want all of the benefits. Yes, I want them. But that doesn't mean that I am obligated to participate in any of them. I am not obligated. I am not obligated to receive food stamps in my lifetime because someone created the food stamp program. And for the record, I'm down with food stamps. And we can have the welfare talk another time, and maybe I'll do that next while I'm in the mood and the house is quiet. But I'm not obligated to have an abortion because people fought for me to have an abortion. I'm not obligated now to go marry a girl because somebody fought for my right to marry a girl. I'm not obligated, and I am not obligated to participate in that diabolical system because someone fought for my right to do so. And I will not tie my karma, and I advise you to be mindful before you tie your karma to their deeds. Now, do I believe that there is wisdom in Black people getting into office? I believe that there is wisdom in Black people following purpose. And if your purpose leads you to the White House, by all means, I absolutely support that. If it leads you to city council, if it leads you to be the governor, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say that that's not true. And in that case, I would say, chances are, if you're that person, you have people backing you who will vouch for you and are already karmically linked to you and are already reaping the karmic benefits of being linked to you. And that in such cases, yes, absolutely vote. Absolutely. Right? Otherwise, keep your hands out that mess. Keep your hands out that mess. You don't understand how karma, like we don't consider how karma works, y'all. If you make a vote today for a candidate that puts in place a harmful policy, you now, by voting for him to do that, you've karmically linked yourself so that your descendant will be the recipient of that bad policy. You have to eat the fruit of the seeds you plant. So when you vote for this man because he came to your school and gave all the kids t-shirts, okay, and gave everybody signs to put in their yard and stickers to wear and pins, and you go and you vote for this cat, and he makes some little move, some little deal with Big Pharma, and then your grandchild now is going to receive this new batch of immunizations that they've intensified the sterilization chemicals and the feminization chemicals and hormones that your black boys are going to. They've increased it. Your friend, that guy you voted for, signed, yes, increase it and give it to the black kids and the little Mexicans and them. He signed that, right? Because he got in, because all y'all voted because he showed up at the school with T-shirts and balloons and free hot dogs. So we vote for him. That's our friend. We got pictures on Facebook, and he was all right. We talked to him. We had fun with him all day. He's cool with me. I don't care what nobody say. He's cool with me. So them hot dogs and T-shirts bought your grandson these fucked up immunizations. You see how that works? You see how karma works? That's why we have to say, no, I'm not doing it. You're not getting my name on that dotted line. No, you won't. Show and prove. What are the karmic ripples of your past so far? Where are the people who are saying, by being connected to this person, I have seen these lives improved? And be mindful of what you're calling improved lives, because you cannot use the system and the system of evaluation of your enemy to judge what is success and what is failure. That's a whole nother talk. So I say that to say, I'd say all the time, I'm a revolutionary. I was born for this. You understand? So I don't believe that black folks have to do anything to tear down the American system or the American government or the American country. I don't believe that we have to do that. I think that is wasted energy, foolish planning, and counterproductive. I'm not that revolutionary. I'm not, like stockpiling weapons and shit like that, like so we can go after them. No. No. Okay? When I say revolution, I'm talking about really shifting the power, right? That's what revolution is about. Revolution is about turning over power. Power is here 1 minute, revolution happens, boom, now power rests over here. I'm talking about transferring the power. And we can do that any number of ways. And one of the ways of transferring the power over your life from their hands to yours is to remove yourself from their equation as much as possible and to remove them from yours. You want to cut that thing off. And you only want to stay connected with it in as much as you are overtly aware that it is beneficial not only to you as a person, but to those who you represent as a whole. So, I think black folks need to go mind our business and build. There's black nations that need us. They need our Americanism. See, here's the funny thing, y'all, and everybody knows it. Black folks is the best thing to come out of America. Okay? Now, I said it, and y'all know I mean it. Black folks is the best thing to come out of America. And so what we need to do is come out of America. Start funneling ourselves into black nations, build them up. Learn to work together. Learn to work, my God, learn to work together. Don't be worried about trying to recruit and beg everybody to come. Everybody can't come. Everybody can't come. Everybody can't come. Everybody won't come. Everybody's not coming. Okay? Never mind all that. We ain't got time to be trying to convince them to come. What we need to be doing is working on our relationship building skills and our collaboration game. And we need to be working together and forming alliances and networks. And wait till y'all see what I'm finna do for us. I got something for us, y'all. I got something for us. But work on that. That's what we need to be focusing on, right? Collect with the black folks that know what the hell's really going on. That ain't caught up in what they doing and gotten it, ain't doing that. They focus, boom, focus, right? Folks that's really educating our children, teaching them stuff like hunting and taking them fishing and taking them camping and getting them reading and talking with them about what's going on, watching videos with them and kicking it with them. Well, what do you see in that video? What's that saying about the black woman? And boom, boom, boom. Like these cats. Start to collect with these cats. And ain't nobody got time to argue over religion. If your God tells you to show up and do the work, that's what I'm talking about. Salute to your God. Okay? Can we keep it just like that? If your God got you out there acting all crazy, I don't know what to tell you. You might want to talk to one of them other gods and stuff that's not crazy, like mine. Okay, maybe we're a little bit crazy, but either way, right? We don't have time for those kind of arguments. We don't have time for the arguments over who want to wear the weave and who don't. I don't care. It's not your business. Just raise your children up however you want to raise your children up and let other folks be about that kind of stuff. Those are not our real issues. If we fix the real issues, a lot of that stuff's going to fix itself. It'll be a non-issue. So anyway, I'm 30 minutes in almost, so it's longer than I wanted it to be. This is the second try, and it didn't get shorter, it got longer. So maybe I'll listen and see which one I favor. Anyway, that's my take on voting in America and Black empowerment. And I'll get an update video on the farm coming soon. We got a big work weekend planned this weekend. We're going to try to get as many of the trees in the ground as possible. We'll get them all transported to the farm, I'm hoping. And then we'll just, get them in the ground little by little. But I'll do a video from there so you all can see. And I have some videos that are kind of stuck in my email that I would like to upload to you guys, but I'm having some trouble, of the farm, of the guys clearing out on the farm. But I'll keep you posted on that. But we're at 28 minutes. I'd like to keep it under 30 because I know people get bored and I'll be rambling on and on, especially when I'm in here talking to myself and don't have anybody to bounce off of, and I'm not live, so I can't bounce off you guys, so it gets weird. But weird in all that, revolution is definitely not a game, y'all. Come out from among them. Touch no unclean thing. Touch no unclean thing. Stop co-signing that mess. We want out. All right? It's your girl Jetty. Word Revolution. Peace out. Shitashi Aluma.